In this morning's Fox 21 Business Insider, the latest and most relevant business news impacting life in Southern Colorado. So with us right now is Dirk Hobbs, the founder and executive publisher with the Colorado Media Group and the Colorado Business Forum and Digest. Good morning.
That's a mouthful, wouldn't it?
Big title.
we got to shrink that.
All right, so a few weeks ago, people in El Paso County voted down the proposed Carmen Line annexation in the special election on June 17th. And while certain projects may not be approved or voted through for good reasons, a too strong anti-development message can be very damaging to our regional economy. So let's start now, Dirk, with how is too much of this anti-development messaging not good for us?
You know, this is a huge topic, guys,
Okay.
and we're going to try to boil it down to some salient points here. But basically, when you start broadcasting that as a region that you don't want to develop any further, it sends a message to both current employers and future employers that we are contracting our market, that we're not really allowing outsiders in, and it really is detrimental to our employment market in particular, because they see it as a very cumbersome and complicated process to maybe plant their flag here.
Sure.
And there's a number of other choices around the United States to go to. There's Austin, there's Reno, there's other places that are similar market sizes where they can plant their flag. We want to position ourselves as a business-friendly environment.
So it's not just about the initial build and what happens at that time, it's looking ahead to the future.
Absolutely.
And the impacts that it might have.
That's correct. So we absolutely want to make sure we're not broadcasting that, no, we're closed, we're not open for business here.
Okay, but a lot of people choose Southern Colorado because they like the outdoors, they like our aesthetics. So don't we want to be careful as we continue to grow? We only have, so many resources. So do we need to be careful with that and our local aesthetics, that we don't lose our identity?
Absolutely. I mean, nobody will argue that everybody moves here for that aesthetic, for the climate. And, one of the things we have to be very conscientious of is how we utilize our natural resources. So I've yet to meet a developer who's unconscientious or not conscientious of those natural resources. Their job is to help us create more and more opportunities to live here, grow here, and expand our business markets and our economy overall. But when you stop that process and say, we're not open for business, it can really hurt us.
Okay, so that's the city, right, in the area. Let's talk about how it affects me. Okay?
Or your bottom line.
Or you. So how much of this anti-messaging will impact our wallets and our livelihood?
That's right. So, jobs come and go, right?
Yes.
So one of the things we have to be very careful of is when you stop or slow down the new imports of new jobs into a market, you can find yourself in a tough situation, right? Because you may not have another opportunity to go to. The more you expand and the more you have the opportunities for different jobs around the market, the better off you're going to be. So when you limit those and you contract that market, it makes you, it gives you limited opportunities, really.
Can we strike a balance between preserving the things which make our communities great and stalling growth to the point of hurting our own economy? Can we do that balance, and how do you find that balance?
We can, and we just have to have a very open conversation about it. Folks have to really take a very close look at each development project. We need to elect in officials who understand the development process, they understand how to expand. And one of the great gifts we have here in Southern Colorado is we have an outstanding utilities apparatus here. These individuals really know and understand what the compacts are, what the agreements are as it relates to water and other things like that. So we just have to listen very carefully to what utilities is telling us, as well as developers and those who are opposed to a huge development increase. So there is a balance there, but we have to watch the ballot issues very, very carefully in any annexations that are proposed.
Well, like you said, this is a very heated topic, very top of mind nowadays, of course, here with the growth of the spring. So where can people learn more about these stories and others when it comes to business news?
Well, tell you what, we're going to do a monthly series on development. So it's basically Development 101 over the course of the next year. And we're going to have subject matter experts from utilities, development, and of course the anti-development message itself. And we're going to combine those all into one thing on SoCoDigest.com.
Okay, very good, Dirk. Thank you so much.